Hello and welcome to the first video in my VTOL VR series where I'm planning on running through all of the included campaigns for the game. So I've made a fresh pilot and we're going to start in the AV-42C, a little VTOL plane. We're going to just run through the island campaign. So first mission, help preparations to defend the island, transport personnel to the coastal SAM site. So we are literally just going to be a flying bus. So, negotiations for peace have failed. We believe the enemy will strike here first as a stepping stone to the mainland. We have begun preparing coastal air defences. As Navy 42C pilot, you will deliver personnel to the defence sites. Other pilots and soldiers will be arriving by air from the mainland soon. Don't need to configure the plane. Whack on the old helmet. And we're good to go. So this isn't really going to be like a tutorial series.
Soldiers need a ride to the SAM site on the other side of the island. Open your doors to let them in, and fly them to their objective waypoint. Command out.
Thank you very much. It's not going to be a tutorial series. I'm just going to play the missions. I might explain what I'm doing as I do it, but it's not going to be a step-by-step guide. There's plenty of videos online that already teach you that. I'm just doing this for a bit of fun, really. But like I said, I will kind of say what I'm doing as I'm doing. So main battery on, so we have power. Auxiliary power unit spooling up. That's going to give me enough electricity to start both engines. So when this is in the green, I'll flick these up to on. Good enough. On. Put the little cover down. Both engines will spin up. Then I can shut the APU. I'm going to open the doors, as we see there. Get these boys on board. Might as well turn the nice little red light on for them to be polite. Engines are spooled up. At idle, we're using 5.1 litres of fuel. If I turn off the APU, we'll save about 2.4. No point wasting it. Turn on radar warning system. Turn on my 3 multifunction displays. Might as well have the map up so we can see where we're going. Might as well power on the TGP. And let's just have our objectives here. Turn on the HUD. Turn on the head-mounted queuing system. Drop down my visor so I can see what's going on. Right. Boys are on board, drop them off, waypoint, gotta go over there, shut the doors. Engines are aligned for a vertical takeoff, they're pointing straight down. Might as well just take the parking brake off, drop the flaps for a bit of extra lift for when I transition from vertical to horizontal, giving it full beans on the way up, twisting the joystick to rotate, start to tilt, get a bit of horizontal speed, slowly start rotating the engines. Got slightly too much speed before I transition there. Get rid of the flaps, get rid of the gear. Just pretend to hit the ground, shall we?
Altitude.
So yeah, like I said, no way a tutorial. It's just, I've been enjoying this game, and I used to make YouTube videos. If you look at any of my back catalogue, you'll see that I'm usually sat on a motorbike rather than in a plane, but I wanted to make some videos again, so I thought I'd make this series. So we're literally just dropping these dudes off down at the coast over there. I'm actually already going to start transitioning, put my engines back vertical. Did that while gripping the throttle and using the little thumbstick on my controller. Just for reference, I'm playing on a Oculus Quest 2, so I may reference those controls, although to be fair I'm just going to say joystick, top button, bottom button, rather than the A, B, X, Y, because I never actually remember what they are. I'm just trying to kill off some horizontal speed using the air brake by pulling the trigger on the throttle. I'm going to start bringing the actual throttle back up a little bit to try kill off some of our horizontal speed. I'm actually going to whip around to bleed off the last little bit. Full throttle so we don't drop out of the sky like a stone. Right, we'll do the landing gear. Right, I'm not a good pilot by any means, as you can probably tell by how long it's taken me to get this thing on the ground, but you know, I'm not using the autopilot at least, eh? So let's just try kill off some of the horizontal speed. I've still got way too much. So I could be landing this a clever way using the TGP to see through the cockpit, but I'm not. I'm just gonna bodge my way onto the helipad. Oh my god, I've not flown this plane in ages. Obviously I've been doing the I've only been flying the conventional jets. We'll call that a landing. We'll call that a landing. We'll call that a landing. Parking brake on, doors open. So yeah, what I could have done is had the TGP mounted to my head, set it to colour, and then I can like
the transport.
look
We got a
through the
report that
plane.
Navy 42 went down over the small island to the south. We're not sure what hit him, so meet up with the fighter wing and let him escort you to the crash site. Your objectives have been updated. Out.
Alright, let's update my waypoint. Go to wherever it is I'm meant to be going. Start the transition to horizontal flight a bit quicker this time. Bring the flaps up, gear up. And we've got to go all the way over there. Right, that'll give me a chance to explain a few things I've completely skipped over just in case you happen to be new to the game. Turn the brake lock off. So I'm just going to use the autopilot now to make this bit a bit easier. These starting missions are a bit boring, to be fair. But surprisingly hard when you're new to the game. So I want to fly to that nav point off in the distance. I'm just going to press nav, let the plane do it. So this bar in the bottom left of my HUD is my throttle. There's a little horizontal line. When you're above that line, your afterburners are engaged. See that AB? See my fuel usage? Really high per litre, only 20 minutes of flight time. I drop to just below the afterburner. My speed's only going to reduce by like 10-20%, but my fuel usage is going to half. So we wouldn't run out of fuel on this mission, so it's not going to be the end of the world if I'd left the afterburners on, but I thought I'd use that opportunity to describe that part of the HUD. Since we're here, obviously we've got the heading at the top. I'm flying on heading 291. I've got my altitude above sea level. With my alt mode I can change that to radar, so that's my height above whatever is below my bum. So if I was flying over the top of a mountain while maintaining, you know, 11,500 feet above sea level, when I went over the mountain my radar height would drop to like 6,000 feet because that mountain is big. So having it on radar can be useful. The little square in the bottom is the input of my joystick. If I yaw by twisting, the line moves. If I wiggle the stick, the dot moves. Heading altitude, that'll maintain my current heading that way, 311, and it will maintain my altitude. Whereas nav was actually guiding me to my objective waypoint. So this is my objective, join fighters. If I want to set my waypoint, i.e. my green line and my floaty marker to where I want to go, I press waypoint. This is going to take too long, so let's just do it myself. I'm going to go full throttle. Activate the air brake to swing it around nice and tight. And rather than chase them and never catch up, I'm going to lead them and go to where they're going to be. So obviously we've got my speed, I've left that in knots, I've left all my distance in nautical miles.
Forming up on you. Give us a minute to catch up and you lead the way. We've updated your objective and waypoint. Go heading 185 to the crash site. Command out.
So now we've got to go over here. Rather than fly there, I'm just being lazy, locking my heading, locking my altitude. We've got to go pick up some dudes. They're somewhere over on this island. If I actually put my TGP back on, day heat seeking, stick it on my head. Now it's following wherever my head is, or holding onto the joystick. If you press up on your thumbstick, the joystick on your real life controller, you can zoom in. There we go. There's some boys over there. Now if I click the joystick in, the TGP will snap to wherever it was, and now where I've got sensor of interest, soy, see it's green, I can make the map soy, wiggly wiggly wiggly. I can make the TGP soy, wiggly wiggly wiggly. So I've got thermals, I can see 4 dudes and a burning plane. So this is something friend or foe. Identity friend or foe? Information friend or foe? I have no idea what that stands for, Google it. But it's a friend, don't shoot it. If it was a baddie, it would say foe. So I need to go pick up those dudes. So I'm coming in way too high, way too fast. So yeah, if you get negative G, see I'm pulling negative 1.92 G, that's what that G is. You kind of red out. And obviously if you pull too much positive G, you can black out. But it's quite hard to do in this plane, this thing flies like a bus.
Victor 1-1, tallied 2 targets, close. Looks like the transport was taken out by drones. We'll handle them and clear the way for you, out.
So there's 2 drones in the sky.
Enemies confirmed, engaging.
They're quite hard to see, to be fair. Let's reset the map.
Fox 3, Fox 3.
Just about on the map. But my friends escort's going to get ready to land. But my wingmen are engaging them. They've launched missiles, which is those dots in the sky. Yeah, I can't see the drone. Oh, there they are. Get a lock, so we might be able to watch one blow up on here. But I do actually need... Yeah, like that.
Missile shot trashed.
So this is my RWR, can't remember what it stands for, but it warns you about stuff. So it's just warning me of a missile that was launched to my right, but obviously it's just my friends, so it's all good.
Alright, all air targets have been destroyed. Victor 1 is RTB, out.
Let's do the thing, zoom this all the way out, lock it to my head. I'm going to crash into the ground. Stick it on colour, so this is how you can use the TGP to see through your legs, see? It's handy, isn't it? So, that's my objective marker, 0.9, 0.19, 0.2 nautical miles away. In a minute, we're going to see that little circle with wings? Alright, so while that looked like a smooth landing, that was actually me just not crashing, just. Rather than drive over there, let's fly. Anyway, that little circle with wings that I was discussing is, in Kerbal Space Program, it would be called a prograde. I don't know if it's got a proper name in avionics, I don't care. But that's the direction we're going. That is, so now I'm flying up, and now I'm flying down. That is the way we are moving. So let's just kind of gently have that come close to the ground. Right, are we close enough for you boys to walk over? Because I can't be asked to do that anymore. Put the TGP mounting forward. Are they not going to walk over it? Right, I'm going to tilt the engines so they're facing forwards. I'm going to take the brake lock off. I'm going to twist the stick to steer the wheel. And I'm just going to drive this towards them like a car. Brum brum. Brum brum. Right, that's got to be close enough. Get in. Good. So I must stress, this first mission, these first like 3 or 4 missions in this plane, it's the tutorial, so they're quite dull. But rather than jump straight to the second campaign, I thought I'd still go through them.
Take those soldiers to medical in South City. It's a rooftop landing pad. Your objectives have been updated. Command out.
Because when I did these, they were really hard. Like this game, oh my god, I've still got my engines. But for horizontal, not vertical. Lol. Joys of talking while you're trying to do stuff. Yeah, this game is actually hard. It might not look it. If you've never played it, you're like, oh, it's just flying a plane, how hard can it be? Really hard, apparently. Push. So yeah, if you're annoyed with whatever current warning the computer is screaming at you, you can press the master caution button, it will turn off. Also in the options somewhere you can change when she whinges at you, what altitude. If you've just had enough of it, you can put it to minimum, you know, put that to 0. She'll shut up. What did I have here? Pretty map. Reset the map to focus on me, zoom in. So we're going to land on this building. Already going to start trying to cut some speed because I don't know how to do a cool swooping braking maneuver, so I'm just going to slowly glide in. That's the airport where we started. This whole campaign is based around this island, so you'll get used to that site relatively quickly. Mr. Bobblehead lets you visualise the G's, or you can just give him a little tap. Yes. Yeah.
Altitude.
It's fine. So now you're going to see the radar's going to be useful. So obviously currently we're 700 feet above sea level. And if I left my altitude on ASL, above sea level, that number's going to kind of stay about the same. Whereas if I have it on the radar, when we get above these tall buildings, I might put this back on to let me see through. You're going to see that it's actually going to show... looking through my dick. It's going to show... Good, there's no tall building below me because I'm crashing. It's going to show me my height. So look, this building's about 300 feet tall. But when I get above the roof, that's obviously my altitude is going to drop to 15 feet. So just going to plonk it down. Does that count? That shitty landing? Yeah, it counts. the TGP. What's that stand for? TGP, Targeting Guidance Pod? I don't know. It's a little camera thingy. Right, these boys got out, return to base. Nice. Shut the door 'cause it's loud. Turn the lights off, there's no one back there. Let's go home. Twist the stick. You see the little line is all the way over to the left of that box. Now if I straighten up, the line's straight again. Where are we going? Just gonna do this. A nice messy VTOL. Right, I'm not sure what's gonna be quicker to land VTOL or land conventional. I might just like do a really dodgy conventional landing. Shall we ask nicely though? Tower, this is Romeo 1-4, request landing.
Romeo 1-4, tower. The landing pattern is full. Wait for clearance.
So the reason you might want to ask for landing, like I just did, is because there are other planes in this game, like that guy there landing in front of me. So I shouldn't be landing now. What I'm doing is unsafe. Hence why he said no to my request. But I don't care. So to be able to use the voice comms in game, first you need
Romeo 1-4,
to have...
tower. You are not authorized to land.
I know, but it's too late.
Back.
Yeah.
Follow the taxi path to your parking area.
You're fucking right. Okay. Am I going to roll it? Nearly. Oh. It's fine. We were on two wheels for a bit there. Still, that's our natural habitat. What am I banging on about? Yeah, so you need to have like the Windows voice recognition software running, the thing you use to like dictate into Word. If that's running and the game window selected, you can just use voice comms in this game, which is kind of cool. Because usually your hands are quite busy, so you don't want to have to be using the menu to do it. Just down there, you need your microphone set to PTT, push to talk. So when you push the button on the lower button on the joystick, it activates the thing, the microphone. And that's also how you chat in multiplayer. So I don't need to park in here, but I'm still waffling on, so I might as well kill time by parking properly. Brake on, engines off. And we finished our first mission. Not the most exciting thing. Trust me, they get better. Soon there will be many pants shat. See you in the next one.